Yo, what's up, guys? It's MA, your host of Heat Blogspot, bringing you my latest episode. Today's episode, we're going to talk about the Heat versus Celtics Eastern Conference Finals Series. Gonna get up into it. Gonna let you guys know what I think. How are we gonna win? Should we win? Of course, we're gonna win. Just let you guys insight on what's gonna happen. So, let's get into it. Hope you guys enjoy this episode. Alright, guys. So, as first thing I like to do now, lately, if you guys can, whatever you're listening on, whatever you're watching on, whatever you're doing, can you please do me a favor? Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow, hit a comment, hit me up, do whatever you want. Hit me up on social, on Twitter or Facebook at Heat Blogspot. It's all good. I appreciate the help, guys, in any way as possible. Anchor.fm as well. Anyways, Heat versus Celtics tomorrow, Tuesday, September 15th, 6:30 p.m. on TNT. Yep, that right there is game one. That's going to be game one of the 2020 Eastern Conference Finals. And our beloved Miami Heat are there. Yes. And man, it's awesome to be a Heat fan. It is. I love being a Heat fan, honestly. And it's because, I have so much faith in this team right now. We're in the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, I consider myself a diehard, guys. I consider myself, a very knowledgeable basketball person. And I honestly saw this coming. Like, I thought this team had this is what was going to happen. This was supposed to happen. Because last year, I think we showed that we were missing one piece, one big player. We were good. Like, we were always contested in games. We kept games close. We never really got blown out too much last year. I mean, we just always seemed like we couldn't close games, and we broke down in the end. And that's a lack of a superstar. It's a lack of someone or team that's not ready to take over and take control of games and keep the pace and stay focused for 48 minutes. Luckily, this summer we got Jimmy Butler, and I thought that was the perfect player for us. Like, that's exactly what we're missing. A guy with a chip in his shoulder that can handle a load and is ready to take that next step. And we got the perfect guy in Jimmy Butler. And now look at us. We're in the Eastern Conference Finals. He's saying he's on the media going like, we're not, we expected to be here. We have a goal in mind. We're going to win a championship. We're trying to win a championship. Everyone else writ them off except themselves. And I feel that because, I live as a Heat fan and I don't live in Miami. So if I'm wearing this hat and there's other people around me, they're not going to be Heat fans most of the time. So, and people just like to talk a lot of ish a lot of times, or just to get a rise out of you. They want to see how big of a Heat fan you are. They want to test it, and fuck it, like go ahead and test it because I saw this coming. I knew what was going to happen. I'm not surprised. I'm more surprised of how easily we handled this playoffs. If anything, that's what I'm surprised about. I knew we were going to get through it, but to be through it this easy so far, shit. Like, Celtics don't know what's coming. Like, honestly, this Celtics team, let's get into it. This Celtics team has not really faced us. Our team right now hasn't really faced the Celtics, and this Celtics team hasn't really faced us. Just to be real, I don't care what happened in the regular season. I don't care about the bubble game. I don't care all about that shit. Like, this is a whole new ball game. This is a whole new series. This ain't the Bucks. This ain't anybody. And I just realized I've been showing you guys my Scott Pilgrim versus the World background of my computer, and I do not want you guys to see that, but whatever. I'm a big Scott Pilgrim fan. If you guys are a big Scott Pilgrim fan of the book or the comics, or the movie, hit me up. I love talking about Scott Pilgrim. I think, to me, it's the top three best movies of all time. Movie-wise, creation-wise, directing-wise, everything-wise. If you've not seen the movie, and you love video games, you love music, you love all that good stuff in the world, go watch it. Laugh your ass off. It's awesome. And that's going to be my, that is now my little spiel while I hold you guys hostage. All right, let's get this. And it probably doesn't even matter because I probably started blocking this anyways with all the shit I had. I'm still showing you slides, so whatever. You probably didn't even see that. So it is what it is. But now, again, the Celtics hasn't faced us really. We haven't faced the Heat. We are a different team. The first couple of meetings with the Celtics, every meeting with the Celtics have been with a back-to-back. We're coming from a back-to-back. That was our second game of a back-to-back. That's tough. You know, if anything, you can see how the Nuggets, with their last game 7, going into the Clippers' first game 1 of the second round, they were gassed where they just tossed it up as a loss. They're like, you know what, we'll lose this one. We'll move forward. You know, so we're gonna be a different team that they never faced before. They are a different team too because they're lacking Gordon Hayward. Very good player. There's talks he might come back. He might play the series. He might not. He might play the tail end depending on how many games go. Who really knows? They're probably saying stuff so they make us stay on our toes. And Coach Spo has to concentrate on everything except for one thing. He has to concentrate on every possibility with the team. So of being like, oh, you know, Gordon Hayward won't be here, so don't worry about him tonight. We'll worry about this spots. Whatever. But this is totally different teams. And I was looking at the stats before this. I'm studying up on both teams. Studying up on, you know, I want to tell you my keys and stuff of this series. And honestly, it's the same team. These teams are a lot the same. They have, you know, young talent, a couple of star players, good role players, and good defense. And they work hard. They get to the free throw line. They try to control the pace of the game with great coaching. Like, both teams. Anybody that finishes that description, you can tell me Celtics or Heat, you won't be wrong. But for us, it's going to come down to a couple of things. And the biggest thing for me, I'm going to start off with the biggest thing for us. The biggest thing for the Heat that we have going on in this series is our bench and our experience. Yes, this Celtics team has a couple of players that were part of that Kyrie Irving list Celtics team that made it to the Eastern Conference Finals against the Cavs, and you know, they almost won, and it was a big thing because you have this rookie, you have Terry Rozier, and you have all this, you know, all these unexpected stars show up out of nowhere, and Horford and whatever. That's a different Celtics team though. You only say like Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and I don't know who else, Marcus Smart, were part of that team. Everybody else wasn't even there or weren't playing. You know, so who gives a shit about that team? This team is brand new. They go as deep as Brad Wanamaker, Grant Williams, Robert Williams, and now with Gordon Hayward out, Marcus Smart has to start. Everybody else, I don't think I've ever seen them play. Carson Edwards, I haven't seen him play yet. Romeo Langford hasn't been playing. Like, there's a whole bunch of people that have not been playing. So this team is going to be like 8 or 9 players deep. That's it. And when you get to the bench, their talent level dips. Their center, Daniel Tice, great serviceable center, I would say. He's a working man center. He does a little bit of everything. He does it good. Not the best, but good. But he's undersized. So the good thing is that Bam could take advantage of that. There's no height advantage of them. And the talent just drops. Jason Tatum, baller. Jaylen Brown, baller. Kemba Walker, baller. But none of those guys have done anything really significant. Two of those guys, yes, were part of the reason they went to the Eastern Conference Finals a couple of years ago. But Kemba Walker has never been here. No. Everybody else is not. Brad Wanamaker is 31 years old and finally playing in the NBA. Finally playing rotational minutes in the NBA. Grant Williams, 21? Robert Williams, 22. These kids are young, fresh. And still, Tatum is fresh. Marcus Smart is still 26. Cantor's 28. You know, they don't go deep. And they don't have a lot of playoff experience in that team. Now you go to the other side. You look at the Heat now. After our starting lineup, we got Tyler Hero, the rookie sensation, is coming out of nowhere. Andre Iguodala, former NBA Finals MVP. Kelly Olynyk, former Celtics, and now balling in the playoffs, but balling right now in the bubble. And you got Kendrick Nunn, who just got second place in the Rookie of the Year competition. Whatever, the award. Fuck it. It don't matter. But what I'm trying to say is that we're deep. And we got experience with Andre Iguodala and Kelly Olynyk. Kelly Olynyk was actually part of that team. That's right. Kelly O was part of that team. So he knows. Another thing, he knows the inside of Brad Stevens. Like, we got to take advantage of our playoff experience. When you go to the starting lineup now, you got Dragic with numbers of playoff experience with those Suns teams, with Steve Nash, a couple with Houston, and then with us, because we did get kind of far with the Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh team in 2016. Chris Bosh went out, but we were Game 7 against the Raptors in the second round. We were one game away of playing the Cavs. Playing the Cavs in that series and having in the first Dwayne Wade, LeBron James series, which would have been fucking dope right after the Miami connection. But whatever, live and die another day, I guess. You got Jay Crowder, was part of that Celtics team too. Like honestly, we got the team that's in there with a chip on their shoulder. Celtics do not. That whole team, some players have probably a chip in their shoulder. Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. Everybody else though, you break their spirit. If Gordon Hayward comes back, changes everything. I'm gonna do this assuming that Gordon Hayward does not come back soon. If we break their spirit, the role players, and we force the role players to try to beat us, and we use our depth, we're going to be just fine in this series. We're going to win this series, and I can't even tell you what I predict. I can't predict that it's going to be, in 4 games. I can't predict that it's going to be in 7 games, because honestly, I think it could fall within any range. These teams are so identical, and that the difference margin is experience and 3-point shooting. That's it, or is the difference maker. So as long as we keep shooting fine and our depth takes advantage, Tyler Hero comes out, Kelly Olynyk come out, our bench with our rookies have to take advantage in this whole series. Just like they helped us in the last year against the Bucks in that last game. They came up, they won that game. I don't care what anybody says. The bench won the game against the Bucks in Game 5. They closed out that series. If the bench comes correct every time during this series, boom, we got this game in hand, and it could lead us to 4-game sweep. I won't be surprised. Nothing's gonna surprise me anymore with this team. Wouldn't be surprised if we swept the Celtics and we march into the finals like that. I'm telling you, look at the two teams that got there first, the Lakers and the Heat in both respective conferences. They ended their series short. They didn't have long series. Now they're taking long breaks. I told you guys, the teams that can finish this fast and get those longer breaks and take advantage. What do you think they're doing all day? You think they're just chilling, sitting on their ass? They're practicing. They're watching the other games. They're already scouting. I know that. And the Celtics just now are getting the focus on us. We've been focused on them already. Even though we didn't know we were going to play them, we were focused. We're still like, well, we got to watch them anyways. We got to play them anyways, most likely. Keep going. I think right now, I can tell you this. Heat and Lakers are my picks right now. After everything that's going on. And now on Monday, September 13th, Heat, Lakers finals is what I see. And which will be kind of crazy, because then LeBron's playing his former team. Can he get his new team a championship, or will his former team, take him out and win another championship for them, and kind of make LeBron go, I wonder if. But that's just my prediction, my storyline, whatever. But man, I'm telling you, our depth is what's going on. And then the only others, in stats, we're pretty much close. But I would say 3-point shooting is a big difference for us. Right now in the playoffs, we're number 3 in 3-point shooting. And in active teams, we're actually number 2. Number 1 was Utah, but they're not in it anymore. But right now in the playoffs, we're shooting at 38% from 3-point line and hitting at least 14 threes a game. That's insane and great numbers to have. Celtics currently are 13th at 34% and hit about 12 threes a game. So it's like, okay. But that's a big difference. 38% to 34%. Those are shots. Those are 2 shots, 2 threes. Those are a lot of shots, and we're hitting in better accuracy. I think that's huge, and I think Duncan Robinson is going to be an important piece in this whole series. Duncan Robinson and Bam will be important because Bam has to take advantage of Daniel Tice. We can't allow Daniel Tice to leave his imprint in this whole series. We can't. We shouldn't, and I hope he does not. And it's because when I think about the starting lineups against each other, you got Kemba Walker. If I'm the Heat, and the last series Toronto was trying to stop Kemba. They did that one in box 4, whatever the hell they were calling it. Where basically Kyle Lowry is guarding Kemba hip to hip, and then the rest of the Toronto Raptors are in the 4-man square zone, and they're zoning it and trying to keep Kemba out of it. Kemba has not been here before. Kemba has never proven that he's a great playoff, gamer. We took him out. We used to take him out all the time. Back then, remember the Dwayne Wade games in Charlotte? Waving at the guy with the purple shirt. Fuck you, purple shirt guy, if you're watching this. But honestly, I will let Kemba go. I'm worried about Jason and Jalen. Jason and Jalen are the heart and the heartbeats of that team. That team. They're the heartbeat. We just need to slow them down. We need to make them feel very uncomfortable, and we need to put our best defenders on them. And that's why I will leave Dragic on Kemba Walker. Make sure Jimmy and Crowder, or honestly, you could do this. Bam guards Jason. Crowder guards Jalen. I already said Bam. Jimmy then guards Tice. Because what I'm trying to do is still put a good defender in the back line. So I still keep Dragic on Kemba, Marcus Smart on Duncan on Marcus Smart, because Duncan could follow Marcus Smart all day. That's like the defensive matchup we kind of want for Duncan, because Marcus Smart ain't a great one-on-one player. So he needs to do a lot of catch and shoots, and Duncan could keep on up on that. And then Kemba can go off, but we need to slow down the other two. That's it. That's all we need to do on defense, really. And then Daniel Tice, we just need to keep in check because he's a good rebounder. He's a good sneaky rebounder. But if you leave Jimmy, who's a great rebounder for a guard, and he has size on him, Daniel Tice is 6'8". Jimmy Butler's 6'6". That's not that. Jimmy can take care of that. There might be sometimes that Daniel Tice might take advantage of a little bit of weight advantage, but Jimmy, for the most part, should be able to control him. And I think that gives us our best chance at stopping this team. That, and then continuing our great offense, our ball movement, making sure we take over at times. At this point, I'm not even worried about the Heat offense. I think the Heat offense is going to be fine. It's really this is a defensive game. And Brad Stevens is a great coach. Eric Spoelstra is a great coach. Those two guys are going to go head-to-head hard. You're going to see a lot of different schemes. You might see the Heat go to zone. You might see the Heat do things we've never seen them do before on defense. And same with the Celtics. I wouldn't be surprised if both teams just start playing totally different games that we've never seen before, just to try to get an advantage on one or the other. And to me, Spo will figure it out. Spo is been here before. He's played against great coaches such as Greg Popovich and has beaten them in the finals. This is Brad Stevens, who still has yet to go to a finals. And he wasn't even the assistant coach for an NBA Finals team. He was coaching college. College, totally different game. College is just college. NBA professional pro players in a bubble, totally different thing. So I think Spo's going to figure it out. And that's what I'm saying. 3-point shooting, Spo and defense together. Spo and defense are one thing, because offense is just different. But really the monster of defense for us is Spo, because Spo is the mastermind in our schemes. and then our bench. Those three things have to come correct. And I don't care if it's Tyler Hero, I don't care if it's Kelly Olynyk, I don't care if it's Kendrick Nunn or Iggy. One of those guys, better two of those guys, just like Kelly Olynyk and Tyler Hero did the other day, have to go off every night. You know, they could switch off, but we need a bench player to take advantage because none of their bench players are going to score double figures unless we allow them to. But they shouldn't. They're not going to do it on pure talent. That's only if we allow them to. We got to stop that. They only have 3 players we really have to be worried about right now. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Kemba Walker. And if I had to only choose 2, I'm only guarding Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Put my 2 best defenders on those guys. And then let Kemba go off. I'm telling you, Kemba's still trying to come back from an injury. I don't think he's 100% still. I think Dragic has the size to bother him. Kemba has the speed. Again, he's hurt though. We have good defensive switching on our side. I think we're gonna be fine. What I can see happen is a lot like what the Bucks were doing. Now they're gonna do the pick and roll with Kemba, and let's say Marcus Smart is setting the pick now. So then Duncan Robinson's guarding Marcus Smart, right? Now Kemba gets Duncan Robinson as his defender. And I can see Duncan Robinson getting cooked every time. Now if they start doing that, this is where you can start seeing Spo getting creative. Okay, let's throw the zone at them real quick. Boom, hit the zone. And you might see the 3-2 zone we did in the beginning of the bubble. You try a 3-2 zone. We kind of did that against them actually in that bubble game that we won. And we can do that. And I think that's what it's going to be. It's going to be just throwing different schemes at them to make sure their best 2 players don't go off. And when Kemba Walker does have an ability to go off, we let him for a little bit, but we can take it away when we need to. So, I don't know. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, but like I said, it's one of the series where, like, if we figure it out fast and soon and we break their spirits fast, the series is done. They don't have the team, they don't have the structural advantage and experience in that team to come back from being broken. We are strong. We are willed. We have players that have been in this league for a long time and are itching to get to the finals for the first time in their league, in their first time. We got 2 rookies who were passed up on, have a chip in their shoulder. People are talking a lot of shit about, and are ready to take this team to the finals just to prove all the doubters wrong. We got a couple of ex-Celtics players that got moved on because they weren't part of the vision of the plan, who are now get the chance to play the Celtics to take them out and make sure they get there first and show them that they were wrong. We got a superstar who's trying to show everybody to shut the fuck up because they were wrong. We got Bam Adebayo who says the ring is all that matters. Fucking most improved player. Fuck all the other individual awards, even all defensive team, because he wants the ring. And he got Goran Dragic. Dragic, who's ready to take this team. I think after he won that Euro Championship with Luka Doncic a couple years ago, he is ready. This is the moment. That moment prepared him from this moment. He's going to be great still. You know, bearing any injuries, God forbid, our team is going to be awesome. I really do think that. I think tomorrow we're going to see a great game from the Heat. I think they're going to come out. I think Dragic's going to come out with fire. I think everybody is going to play great. I think we're going to see either one of our rookies go off. It's going to be a great game, I think. I think we're going to win game 1. And I think game 1 can really set the tone for the rest of the series. If this is going to show us, is this going to be a 5-game series? Is it going to be a 4-game series? Or is this going to be a 7-game series? We don't know. I really do think that every game could be either a blowout or a close game. It could be a nail biter or a blowout. Either way, it's that close, guys. The margin is this close. Like it's not even funny because we don't know. You know, now a lot of people are saying right now the Celtics are battle tested though. They just came and fought the Toronto Raptors, who were pretty good, right? Blah 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 blah. Don't matter because right now we got the rest. We are prepared. We got the players. We got the experience. I'm telling you, all these things make a big difference. Look at all these teams in the past. Go back and look at all the finals teams. All right? Really do your homework for me real quick. Whenever you have a moment. Go back. Look at every finals team that made it. and then look at who they beat to get to the finals. And every time, except for the 2012 Thunder, who end up losing anyways in the finals. And I don't see the Celtics team being the Thunder of 2012. They don't have Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant was 6'11", with over 7 feet wingspan. Jason Tatum ain't that. We got a defender in Bam to take care of Tatum. So just look. They always it's always the experienced team with the veterans that are ready for that next step, who are ready, that are not going to let anyone take this moment away from them. And that's what we got. We needed to just get here. And now we're here. And now we're not going to let anyone take it from us. This is our time. This is the Jimmy Butler, Andre Iguodala, Jay Crowder. They've all been in this league long enough to know that this doesn't last. Jimmy Butler last year lost to the fucking Raptors on the bounce, on a ball that bounced 4 times. You think that doesn't go through his head 1,000 times a day, right? Especially right now in the playoffs, where he's like, "Fuck this! I'm not gonna let this chance blow me by," because we all know it's only a couple bounces away of you being booted out of the bubble and out of the playoffs. Guys, we are ready. Our team as a whole, collectively, we got and then the players that aren't even playing. We got Solomon Hill, Udonis Haslem, guys that have been in this league for more than a couple of years. Veterans, Myers Leonard, veteran. That's it. But those are veteran guys. Derrick Jones Jr., another guy with a chip on his shoulder, undrafted. You know, people are saying that he shouldn't have won the dunk contest. I'm telling you, chip on our shoulders. When you look at the Celtics team, Kemba Walker just signed his contract. To him, if we break their spirit, he's going to be like, you know what? I still got a couple of years with this team. Everybody else just signed their contracts. Everyone's going to get paid. Nobody cares. The only person that's probably gonna pump them up is Cantor, but Cantor's 28 years old, and it's, you know what, he's not really that gonna be like that. I'm telling you, our team's depth and experience is gonna take us far in this series. That's gonna be our biggest factor. And I can talk about stats all day. I don't want to talk about stats though, because I don't think this is about stats anymore. I think this bubble, if anything has shown us, is that it's a different game. It's more than stats. It's more than how the ball bounced. It's more than about what shoes you're wearing. It's about really just how much heart you have and how much you want it. Because why are you here then? Why are you away from your family? Why are you, staying in this fucking hotel all day and just thinking about basketball and playing? These guys did not just drop, and that's why I'm saying we have an older team that's been away from their family this whole time. And some of them might have their family with them a little bit, but a lot of them chose not to have their family, like because Jimmy Butler started that, is that example. Dude, we're in the right place. And again, and I think another thing is that in this part of the playoffs, the conference finals and then the real finals, stats don't matter anymore. Like you can't be like, oh, this team did this year and this team did that this year. Honestly, it don't matter, because at the end of the day, you're the two teams standing in either your conference or in the league, and it's really how much do you want it? How much do you want this? No matter what happens, because there's no excuses anymore. You got here. Now's your opportunity. Take it. No excuses. How much do you want it? And I think we got the team, the experience, the right leadership, the right coaching to make sure we're focused at all times to take this to the goal we want, which is an NBA Finals, and then the next goal, which is an NBA championship. And I think we're going to see a whole new Heat team, and we need to continue to grow and evolve in each series. And I think this series is when you really see the Heat. You thought we were focused before, we're going to get focused now. We're just going to be lasered, locked on, ready to go, 100%. That's it. Whew. I'm a little excited. But yeah, guys, I think that's what it is. I think, honestly, it comes down to experience and heart. And I think our team has that in boatloads, more than any team other than probably the Lakers, because of what they had to do to get that team. And it's LeBron. And we know where LeBron comes from because we had LeBron on our team before. us and the Lakers have the biggest chips in their shoulders and the most heart in this thing, and realize what they're really there for. And they all know they're in a time, there's a time against them. And they're both, this is a collision course. It's a collision course of the two teams I want the most, and it's the Heat and Lakers. You're going to just see them smash into each other. And it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be awesome. I think we're going to have an awesome series right now, and then we're going to have an awesome finals. I really do think we're going to the NBA Finals, guys. I don't care. I don't want to even predict what it's going to be, and I don't care what it ends up being. It could be 7 games, and then we end up in the finals, but we're going to end up in the finals. I guarantee it. I know we are. I don't care. I'm saying it now. Miami Heat are going to the finals, and they will be playing the Lakers. Put your bets. Don't write my name on it. Or you can't write my name on it, of course, if we win, but don't blame me if we lose. If you lose that shit. But in my deepest heart, I might go do it. I really do believe the Heat are going to the finals against the Lakers. Now, when that series comes to fruition, I'll let you know my prediction of that then. But right now, 100%, the Heat will beat the Celtics. And it's because we're going to have more heart, we have more experience, and we have a deeper bench ready to go with the goal in mind to take over. But, alright guys, that's the episode for today. Thank you for listening. Again, whatever you're listening on, man, if you do me a favor, follow, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, whatever you want to do. Hit me up on social, Twitter or Facebook at HeatBlogspot. I appreciate it, guys. Ladies, everyone listening, I hope you guys have a great day. Stay cool to each other.